everyone. Today we'll discuss about zero knowledge mechanisms. So, motivation for zero knowledge is requirement for mutual trust. Firstly, they are all based on some degree of trust between the entities involved. For example, passwords often require the user to agree with the server on use of the password, even if the server only stores a hashed version of the password. However, there is a situations where entity authentication might be required between two entities who are potential advertisers and do not trust one another enough to share any information. So second one is a leaking of information. So here they all give away some of the potential useful information on each occasion that they are used. Conventional passwords are catastrophic in this regards, since the password is fully exposed when it is entered and in some cases may even remain exposed when transmitted across a network. So, entity authentication could be provided in such a way that no shared trust is necessary and no knowledge at all is given away during an authentication attempt. The requirement for zero knowledge mechanism is that one entity must be able to provide assurance of their identity to another entity in such a way that it is impossible for the verifier to later impersonate the prover even after the verifier has observed and verified many different successful authentication attempts. So we'll see one of the zero knowledge analogy. Okay, one example they have given. So consider a popular analogy in which we will play the role of verifier. The setting is cave shaped in a loop with a split entrance. You can see in figure. So the back of the cave is blocked by a stone doorway that can only be opened by using the secret key. We wish to hire a guide to make a circular tour for the entire cave system, but need to make sure in advance that our guide knows the key phrase. Otherwise, we will not be able to pass through the doorway. The guide, who will be our prover, is not willing to tell us the key phrase. Otherwise, there is a risk that we might go on our own tour without hiring him. Thus, we need to devise a test of the guide knowledge before we agree to hire him. The guide has the further concern for all the knowns. We are from rival guiding company and are trying to learn the key phrase. He wants to make sure that no matter how rigorous a test is run, we will not learn anything that could help us to try to work out what the key phrase is. So that is, he wants to make sure that the test is zero knowledge mechanism that verifies his claim to know the key phrase. So in this case, so what we need to do is we wait at the main cave entrance and send the guide down the cave to the place where it is splits into two tunnels. So they have labeled A and B. So we cannot see this tunnel split from the main entrance, so we send the trusted observer down with him just to make sure he does not cheat during the test. The guide randomly picks a tunnel entrance and proceed to the stone door. We toss a coin. If it's a head, then we shut down the cave that we want the guide to come out through tunnel A. If it is a tail, then we shut down the cave that we want the guide to come out through tunnel B. The observer watches to see the tunnel the guide emerges from. Suppose we call heads, that is tunnel A. If the guide come out from the tunnel B, that is wrong entrance, then we decide not to hire him, since he does not appear to know the key phrase. However, if he comes out of a tunnel A, that's a correct entrance, then one of the two things have happened. The guide got lucky and chose tunnel A in the first place. In that case, he just turned back whether he knows the key phrase or not. In this case, we learn nothing. The guide chose tunnel B when we called out he needed to come out of tunnel A. He used the key phrase to open the door and crossed into tunnel A. In this case, guide has demonstrated knowledge of the key phrase. So, if the guide emerges from tunnel A, then there is a 50% of chance that he has just demonstrated knowledge of the key phrase. The problem is there is also a chance that he got lucky. So we run the test again. If he passes the second test, then the chances that he got lucky twice are now down to 25%. Since he needs to get lucky in both the independent tests, then we run the test again. And again, if we run n such dependent tests and the guide passes them all, then the probability that the guide does not know the key phrase is. So 1 by 2 cross 1 by 2, okay, which is up to 1 divided by 2 power of n. Thus we need to insist on n test being run, where 1 divided by 2 to the power of n is sufficiently small that we will be willing to accept the guide almost certainly has the secret knowledge. Meanwhile, the guide will have done a great deal of walking around the cave system and using the key phrase without telling us any information about the key phrase. So the guide will also satisfied with the outcome of the process. So this is one example for the zero knowledge analogy. Thank you.